Hello, Fort Friends. We are taking a look today at The Farmer Was Replaced, which is a farming sim, kind of. It has more to do with coding, though. I have to admit, when I first saw it, I was a little too intrigued not to give it a try. So we're gonna see if I can get through the coding part. I've done some coding just prior through my degree program, so I'm not a stranger to it. I do understand it for the most part. So we'll see how far I get. We're gonna hop into it for like an hour and just kind of check it out and see what we think of it and let you guys decide what you think of it. It does have really good reviews on Steam so far. So I'm kind of curious to take a peek. I haven't read any other reviews. If you've been around the channel for a while, then you know I'm not the type to go in with any preconceived notions. So we're just going to hop in and give it a try. I am probably going to read a lot of this just because there is going to be coding. And if I miss something, I tend to be the person that's just going to fumble around. So we'll go ahead and read most of it. It says, this window contains information about everything in a game. You can move windows around by dragging and dropping. That's fun. To get started with programming, go to the first program page by clicking on it. Be sure to check out the buttons in the top right corner of the screen. Hover over them to see a tooltip explaining what they do. Create a new code file. Okay. One of them opens the tech tree. I'm assuming this. And there's different unlocks. So this is fun. We have different actions. I'm very curious. General info, external editor, first program, getting started. 1.0 is finally here. Do a flip. Pet the piggy. Oh, this is cute. Okay. All right, all programming is done in code windows. Each code window corresponds to a text file containing code. You can rename the file by clicking on its name at the top of the window. Assuming this. Yep. The text or the code can be edited like in any text editor as long as it's not running. You can execute the program directly by pressing the green play button. Absolutely. You can create more code files using the plus button in the upper right corner screen. You can dock a window to another window by dragging it on top of it. Let's see. That's fun. Yeah, we'll delete that one. Press tab to insert the code completion. Yeah. Okay, and that. Once you start typing, a simple code completion window will pop up. Press tab to complete it. Use the arrow keys to navigate through the completion options. Don't worry if this is your first time programming. The language is unlocked step by step, so you won't be overwhelmed by all the things you can do. Syntax is also similar to that of Python, which is what I've used, so that's good. It's one of the most widely used programming languages in the world, so learning it is not completely wasted. If you already know Python, it's not a problem either. You'll just be able to skip the early game quickly to get to the more interesting stuff. Currently, there are 2 drone commands, harvest and do a flip. These are functions calls. You can think of a function as a command that can be executed. You execute it using the parentheses. Try typing these statements in the code window and pressing the execute button. You can think of your code as a sequence of statements. You can run multiple statements in a row like this. Collecting grass will give you hay. Hay can be used to unlock loops in the unlock menu. Open the unlock menu with the plus button. Yep, okay. So we'll do harvest. You can also, that's nice. It's giving you an auto. Do a flip. And then harvest. Oh, it indented. Is it going to make me do that? No. Okay. Think this should be good? Yep. And we'll just keep doing it. And then while true. There we go. You have unlocked the while loop, and the values contain true and false. The while loop keeps executing the loop body as long as the condition is true. Don't worry about creating infinite loops. The delays in the execution will prevent that program from freezing. For beginners, perhaps you have already tried to put several harvests in a row. This allows you to harvest several times in one program run. However, it would be nice to harvest more than 3 times, and writing the same code multiple times is bad practice. This is very true. You don't really want to do that. The solution is a loop function. Allows you to run the same code multiple times. The while loop takes a condition where there is a logical value that can only be in one of 2 states, true or false, which is called a Boolean. Yep. I've used Maya a lot, and we had to make some UI stuff, so I'm fairly conditioned for this step. The loop then executes the code inside the loop until the condition is false. The while loop looks like this. While condition, loop body. Yep. Or you have to replace condition with a Boolean value and a loop body with whatever you want it to do in the loop. So we would do while, true, harvest. While false, do a flip. That's fun. To create a constant Boolean value that is always true, you can simply write true, write false as a constant Boolean value that will always be false. So you could either write while false, do a flip, while true, do a flip. The first will never do a flip, and the second will do flips forever. Normally, creating an infinite loop is a bad idea because it will freeze the program, but in this game, there are delays between each iteration of the loop, so it will cause the drone to keep doing a flip until you manually stop it by pressing the execute button again. Notice how the line after the colon is indented. Yes. Indentations like this is used to separate blocks of code. Just press tab to add indentation and shift tab to remove it. The loop will repeat all indented statements after the colon. Statements after the indented block will be executed after the loop is finished. So we will do this. Well, oops. True. Harvest. This should be simple enough. Yep. And now we wait. Because we need 10. Increases the yield of grass. Hats for your drone. Increases the speed of both the drone and code execution. Speed upgrade. The execution speed is doubled. The problem is that the drone now harvests faster than the grass can grow, resulting in no harvest at all. To deal with this, if branches and the can harvest function are now unlocked. So far, we have only had true. I'm going to close this one. True and false conditions, which is, of course, not very useful with if. The new function, can harvest, provides a better condition. So, yeah, so this is good. So if can harvest. Yep. And then you have to end it. And then it should be harvest. Let's see if I got that right. Right. I think we're still going to need the other statement. Yeah. If true. Colon. Let me read this. Oh, I think I have this backwards. Nope. Okay. A colon. Are they talking about these things? Let me see. I think the colon needs to be here. But that's not pulling a line. Let's see. I'll read. Can harvest provides a better condition. Returns true if the plant under the drone can be harvested and fall. Otherwise, the reason you can use this function as a condition. If runs, can harvest is called, does the thing, returns true. If true, oh, hang on. Now we can use if to prevent the drone from harvesting too early. Hang on, does it want me to do this? can harvest. Cause a runtime error. Isn't that? Hang on. Turns true if there's an entity under the drone that is ready to be harvested. Otherwise. Isn't that? Oh, it's because I have a capital. Oh, I'm so sad. I'm so bad. Yeah, you can't have that. Okay, it takes 1 tick to execute. Yeah. It's only executed if it can. So I think I'm definitely missing something. Because I can't make a loop. But I don't think I'm supposed to yet. Let's see. Wow. True. Okay, wow. I don't think I can find all those. I think I'm doing this. Yeah. Oh, I can undo it. Sweet. This loop. All true. Hmm. Let's see if I need to make... Let me see if I can get this. Let's see how that runs. There we go. Nope, it's still doing it. I don't know if I can add these together. I think the if is going to break it there. Speed. If can harvest. The reason you can use this function as condition returns a Boolean. Statement is now if true. Code block is only executed if. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to introduce this. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's right. Yeah. All right. I think we'll just move on with the next thing. I think they should have made it a little bit more clear if you're trying to make this game friendly for people that haven't really done the code. It's like now that we've unlocked that, I'm like, well, I want to combine the speed with the loop. But unless I'm just missing something, like I understand if runs can harvest does a thing, returns true. If true, basically you use it. But if I do this, while true, and we add an indentation. Okay. Figured it out on my own. Kind of happy about that one. So now it should run infinitely. So it's basically while true, if can harvest, harvest. But I feel like that takes a little bit more finessing than some might have in them. So if you haven't learned coding, that might be a little bit more to figure out. Okay, increases both the speed. That needs wood. Opens a new window. Oh, I don't need that one. Okay. Increases the yield of grass. Unlocks plants. Plant entities.bush. Okay, grass is nice because it grows automatically. All other plants have to be planted with the plant function. The only plant you can plant right now is the bush. You can pass the type of plant you want to plant on the function like this. This will plant a bush under the drone. Can clear to reset the farm to all grass and reset the drone position. Seems that if you grow more than one type of plant on the farm at the same time, you can sometimes get a higher yield. You'll need to research polyculture to learn more. Okay. So we need to expand the farm. Your farm has grown. The space is not much use if you can't move the drone. So there's a new function, move, that moves the drone. Move requires that you specify the direction in which you want the drone to move. There are 4 new constants for this: north, east, south, west. For example, move north will move the drone 1 square to the north. If you move over the edge of the farm, the drone will be moved to the other side of the farm. Following example code will keep moving the drone north and wrap back to the start when it reaches the edge of the farm. Okay. So we want to do this. We need to plant. So let's do this. So we'll go to our move. Haywood. Yeah. Move north. Try removing it and putting in a new line. Okay, anyway, move north. Plant. I'm curious. This is going to just keep harvesting, so I think I'm going to need to make a new line for now. We're going to just call this hay. So I don't lose this. Move this here. Move north. Plant entities. Dot bush. Okay. Need to take this out. There we go. Okay. I wonder if, because can we if I wanted to... It just totally overrode. Call clear to reset. We can just do this. Okay, I don't know why it's calling on this one. Thank you. Also, wish you could just select it rather than with the enter key. And then I'll keep running this one. Okay. They need to adjust this. We'll call this harvest. Move north. Oh, I see. Once we harvest one, we need to replant it. Okay, so... I don't want to lose this piece of code really quickly. So that's going to be my reference point just in case I forget. So we want the move north. If can harvest. Harvest. I really don't like that it keeps calling that code. Tabs and space. Oh, oops. Is it enough? Right. Okay. So. Right. And then I want it to replant. Right. Yep. So that's what I need. Now, how can we loop? If can harvest. Okay. So I think but that just endlessly loops it. Yeah, we don't need those. Okay. Okay, while true, move north. I don't know what that's going to do, so we'll see. While true. So then let's put this here. Right, okay. And then we can do this. Ah, we got it. This is useful. Okay. Helps with debugging. Oh, yeah, that's true. Till the soil and plant carrots. If not, can harvest. And 1 + 1 equals 4 out of 2. Do a flip. Oh my gosh, it's funny. Let's get some carrots. Okay, and then I want to get... We almost have enough for a 3x3. Okay. Your farm has expanded again. Now the tiles are no longer in a nice row, so you need to find a way to traverse the square grid. With the while loop, this is not possible until you unlock senses and operators. It is time to introduce the for. Read all about the for loop on the for loop page, but for now you will only need it to repeat a code a fixed number of times. Range creates a range of numbers from 0 to n1, which has n elements in it. The for loop runs its loop body once for every element in the sequence. In this example, do a flip will be called 5 times. For I and range, the function getWorldSize is also available now. It returns the side length of your farm. This way you can write code that won't break with the next expanded. Okay. For I and range, getWorldSize, harvest. I'll show a hint. Let's see. On the farm, move north until it wraps back. Okay. So stop. For I in range, getWorldSize. So it'll go once. Okay. Okay. And admittedly, I just want it to move north really quickly. There we go. And then... for I in range... Oh, hang on. This might come in handy. Print get position. Right. This is what I think I need. Unlocked. Must be unlocked where they can use. I don't think I even have senses yet. Oh, here we go. Operators. Allow you to compare, modify, and combine. Logic operators. Arithmetic. Comparison operators. Entities bush. 2 = 2 evaluates to true. Yep, this is setting it to true or false. Not simply inverts the value. False. Not false evaluates to true, not true evaluates to false, and evaluates to true only if both values are true. Yes, I see. Okay. Continue. Here we go. All true if harvest. For I in range, nested loops. Okay. So get rid of this. For I in range. I think this is 3. Right. So what if we updated this to 6? So it'll run it 6 times. So we up it to 9. It's going to go again. Yeah, okay. So that's 3. This is fine because then we can do this. And then we can say move east. And we can copy this. And we can do, where's our carrots? See, carrots. And entities, it's just carrot. Okay. For I in range. 3. This is not going to work how I want it to. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. It moves north. I can harvest. Move east. Cannot plant entity carrots on grounds grassland. Plant entities dot carrot. Okay. I think this is fine because I just need to do, I think I get this. So then we do move east. For I in range 3. Let's see how this goes. Yeah. And then we do this still. We still need this one. Mm-hmm. Yes, this is good. So I could have entities carrots. You can see the cost of any plant. This will change to grounds dot soil to till the soil. Okay. We need to do this. Till. Is that it? Is that all I need to do? Hang on. Yep. Okay. That's easy. And I want the last one to be just grass. So we're harvesting all 3. So let's go through this again. Does this still work? This is more what I would want to see. I don't need... Hang on. need to reset its position. If it can harvest, it's going to want to plant bushes. That's fine. Move east. If it can harvest, harvest. Till ultimately it's going to still like run the same. It's just going to change each one. But I think I can... I see. You think I can just do a quick move east at the end of this? Or at the beginning of it? Yeah. There should be carrots. And then I think it'll do... But now this isn't going to. So let's see if I can do just a simple move north. Grounds.grassland. Oh, it wants it to be like till, I think. Calling till again. Oh, all I have to do is till it again. Never mind. Silly. Okay. So now let me see how this runs. Why is it running that way? That's so funny. But it didn't retail. Hang on. So we've got bushes. That's fine. I don't think I need to add till to this each time. Right. Yeah, because tilling it reduces it. Okay. So we've got that loop going. But it does say quick print plant at the piggy range. Yep, operators plant. Now, how can I set this to be infinitely looping? So I'm fairly certain they said if doesn't work. If condition. Okay. If condition one, do a flip. say I would just rewrite the code again, but that would be really annoying and long. I could make more iterations of each. Debug, expand, grass loops, operators. I don't think operators are going to help me here. String. This is not return a string representation of object. This isn't going to get me what I want, I don't think. So we can do this. Set speed. Assign values. Unlocks trees. I kind of want to go this. And this. Because we can get more loops going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6. Okay, and we have... this is probably going to be the wrong way to do it, but ultimately it will probably still work. There's 2 rows of each. For the first function, I'm going to need a till command here. Oh. These can be combined, I'm almost positive. Let's see. Oh, that's going to be so funny. Because it's going to be that. All right, and then we move till. And it keeps going. Oh, but it did not do my carrots times 2. So hang on. Entities. Carrots? Oh, because I had... So this is the first carrots. I needed to add it to this one. Yeah, there you go. We are getting there. And then we would remove this. We're almost there. We can make it go a little faster. Pumpkins? I don't see that. Farm 1,000 hay. We got an achievement for that. Because this isn't going to work if I just do like a wild shrew, would it? No. I mean, maybe. Would we just have to indent everything? Oh. Okay, so hang on. I think... Let's see. Right. And then this would be... Oh, I might have figured this out. Hang on. And this is still bushes, so hang on. Yeah, I think we got this. I think I got it. Figured it out. I in range. This is there. I can harvest, plant. We're just gonna nest this all under here. Move for I, north. If can harvest. Because this is my grass. Oop. Nope, that's not what I want. Iron range. If can harvest. I'm gonna need to till. My first line of. Okay. If can harvest carrots, yes. So we need this to go through one iteration. And then the second bushes, this is one. This is going to sound silly, but I really like having the... Oh, okay. I'm just going to have it stop this code. So these are going to be carrots. So I'm going to need... to remove this. Okay. The bushes are going to go here. Carrots. I'm going to need to till the carrots. Till the carrots. And then before both of these, I need to do this for this iteration to get the soil. And it's going to be off by one because why wouldn't it be? I might do this. Hang on. This will work if I have it move west. There we go. I think I have it off by 1 though. Okay. I'm going to have it. I'm going to just remove all these tills and I'm going to manually till it. The loop here is kind of annoying, but that's okay. Move north. Till. I don't want that. East. That's not how I spell. Okay. All right, let's see. This loop should work now. All right, I think this is working as it should now. I'm pretty happy with this. Can I like zoom out? I can zoom out. I could have been playing a little bit cleaner here. I'm gonna name this test. Yeah, I like this. So we have our crops growing. We need pumpkins, and I'm not sure where pumpkins come from. Down here. Okay, so we need trees. We gotta unlock that. Okay. Give food. Each trees like to have some space, and planting them right next to each other will slow down their growth. The growing time is doubled for each tree that is on a tile directly to the north, east, west, or south of it. So you plant trees on every tile, they will take 16 times longer to grow. Operator can be useful here. Remember that the percentage operator returns the remainder of the division. Even numbers divided by 2 have a remainder of 0, and odd numbers divided by 2 have a remainder of 1. So you can check if a number is even like this. I see. So yeah. But trees. Soil or grassland. So you want to stagger them? Stagger grow them? Which I think would be fairly easy. Because for I move north, if can harvest. I think I could easily do this. I'm going to wait until it finishes its iteration. So I could just stagger trees and grass. Okay. Because instead of planting entity bush, do entity... Wait. I like how it's not really giving me the command for each tree. So if can harvest plant entity tree, I need to do this. This might not be the proper way to do it. This seems like an easy, logical way to do it. And then... yeah. So... then I would change these iterations to 3. Let's give this one a shot. Move east for eye and range. Can harvest entity bush. Let's give this a shot. Yeah. That's what will work, but now I need to do this, and for the grasslands that I have down here, I need to do this as well. So I want them staggered with my grass. I just need to... this is going to be carrots. So... I'm just going to use 2 really quickly because it's going to be way quicker. Move south. My carrots. Move south. I'm being kind of silly here. Harvest. Plant carrots. There we go. And then... let's give this a go. This is not having them staggered because did not think to flip it around, so it's gonna take longer. Which doesn't really seem to matter because it finishes the iteration. But I need to do it reversed. So for the second iteration, if can harvest, this is going to plant it there. And then this will plant it there. So in this iteration, it'll see the tree, and then in this one, again, we need to do this. And this should stagger it. Let's see if that worked. Fantastic. Yeah, perfect. This is fun. So it makes sense because we need 500 pumpkin or 500 wood to get the pumpkins. So we need that. But we need 1,000 pumpkins to get those. And we need 500 carrots to unlock sunflowers. We can also water things. Plants grow faster when they are watered. The ground has a water level. The function get water returns the water level of the ground it is over. The growth speed of the scale unlocks watering. Call use item items water. A tank holds 0.25 water. Use water on your plants. 1 tank of water is automatically added to your inventory every 10 seconds. Upgrading unlocks watering will double the amount of water you get. A tank holds 0.25 water. So yeah, let's see, like if we use this on our trees. Does trees take longer? Oh, I messed it up, of course. That's so annoying. Yeah, they grow much faster. Okay. All right, this is really cool and cute. Admittedly, we've hit our hour, but I definitely think if you want to learn some syntax coding and like a little bit, I mean, obviously it isn't Python, but if you want to like play a game that's going to help you kind of understand coding, I think this is a great way to go about doing it, admittedly. I think it's really fun. I have a little bit of a basis, so I like kind of grasps the concepts happening here of all these statements. If you have zero coding knowledge, it might be a little overwhelming, but I think if you are somebody that wants to dabble in it, I think that would be like smart to do. It's just so much more fun learning about these things via like a game, in my opinion. So to me, I would, if you've been interested in getting started, definitely give this a shot. Great little simple way to blend resource management and farming sim into coding game. And it's definitely not that expensive. So I think it's well done, especially and worth the price point. It's hard to say. Like at the beginning, I was kind of like, you should kind of combine it. I will say that like, if you were a complete beginner, I wish I could say that this was beginner friendly. I don't really think it is. If I had no idea about coding at all of these would just like really intimidate me. I think if I had one major suggestion, it would be to make this little like this UI system, I guess you could call it, index into like a tree that is similar to this. So it's like, oh, I have my while statement and that goes down into my speed, which now I need, you know, my if statements and other stuff. Oh, and now, you know, we've unlocked bushes. Here's how you could add it. Okay, now we have carrots and you need to till it. So like if you really, really wanted this to be beginner friendly, I would scrap this kind of, you don't have to scrap it, I suppose, but like make this more like a tree that you have here that people can follow, like, you know, getting started, and then down from here, make this a little bit more friendly. Because if I had no idea what I was doing, all of this text and then having to click on these, I would be like, how? Okay, I get it, but like, how do these pieces go together? And if you have some knowledge in coding and understand like the indents and like this is all connected to this and this is connected to this, and then, you know, you have to indent, like I at least understand code formatting. And I understand I've done a lot of if and while statements just through using Maya and doing some basic game design stuff. So I at least have basics training with Python. So I'm able to put the puzzle pieces together. But if you had zero coding knowledge, I think this would be utterly overwhelming to look at. So definitely still feels catered towards those who have at least a little bit of background in coding. I know it says if, you know, you don't, it'll be fine. I don't I know quite a few people who would probably get stuck on this, and then just get frustrated. And I think the pieces to figure it out are here. I just think they need to be a little bit more cohesively together. And like the tree, like the entities.tree, I think if you were having any of this, you should have the lines of code in with each of them. So like grass, I was like, okay, how do I plant grass? It's like, you don't have to plant grass. It just grows automatically. So there's definitely some UI, which I find really funny because in my class that focused on creating functional, like helpful UIs within Maya to do call functions, to do like repeaters and whatever else, the biggest thing they say is making a user-friendly UI. So if the aim here is to make a game that is user-friendly, and maybe it's not the aim, I don't I don't know the dev and what their intentions were. But if the goal here was to make a user-friendly game that new players could get started with coding and like have fun with it, I would suggest making a user-friendly UI for this part. At the very least, coding is never user-friendly. Coding is the hardest part about making a game and making things work. And I love that this is like an insight. Like anybody who's watched this is like, oh, this is really, maybe you think it's boring, maybe you don't. This is really boring, but this is what our games do. So like if I were to hit WASD in a game, like D would be move, east. So anytime you hit D, it says while D equals true, move east kind of thing. And that's basically how your game runs. So it's a really fun game to give you some insight into what's happening behind the scenes and what, coders are going through. But calling this friendly to new coders seems a bit of a stretch, at least to me. I don't know. Coding's really hard to learn in general, and the biggest, most annoying thing is that it's always in this text format and not very interactive, and it's not helpful for the people that are not good at reading. Like, I know so many people who are like, I learn by doing, not reading, but if I can't, like, get what I'm supposed to do, so I don't know, making this more interactive, making this more fun, maybe adding a little video, I don't know. It's obviously just a simple game. And it does have fantastic reviews, and it's friendly. To me, I think I was able to figure it out, but I definitely don't think it's going to be for everybody. And maybe if you've enjoyed coding and you want to give it a shot and you like a challenge and you're okay with the idea of I'm going to have to figure this out along the way, I think that's great. However, if you're a beginner and you need something much more hands-on and interactive that's going to explain it and hold your hand a little bit more, this is not it. I would not classify this as a tool for total beginners who need like a visual learning experience, if that makes sense. I could definitely see some people getting frustrated. That said, my opinion of the game based on what I knew going into this and was able to figure out, I think it's fun. I think the idea of this is really cute and clever, ultimately, because it's a fun way to improve your coding skills and see like what does. Yeah, so this give me an error. So it has your error statements. It's showing you, pardon me, what does and doesn't work. So for somebody that does have a basic game knowledge or basic coding knowledge, I think this would be a great way to take it from basic to a much more in-depth look at like how things work. And it might be helpful if you are planning on like starting a game project yourself or design UI project. This would be great in kind of getting your mind into the zone of that. So just some thoughts for me. You know me, I tend to try and consider it from all angles. I think from my angle, I enjoyed it, especially for the price point and the amount of knowledge I have. I think it's fun. So use your own discretion on who you are and if this fits for you. And if not, that is all good. No harm in skipping a game. thousands of them come out every year, so you certainly can't play all of them. So if this is one you don't play, that's okay. If it is and you did end up playing, let me know what you thought in the comments. I am always happy to hear what the community thinks. And if you have any questions about the game, need some clarity before considering it for yourself, please feel free to drop a comment below, and I'm more than happy to help. Thanks, guys, for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and hopefully the like button after you leave here today, or before you leave, preferably, if you want to keep seeing more from us here at the Pill Fort. Have a good one. See you next time.